evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 4, Episode 38, GoPro Hero 10 release, and another Mavic 3 update. We got a boatload to talk about tonight. I'm going to be joined a little bit later, of course, by Mr. Ron Brown. Looking forward to that. Mr. Marcus Crawford is on vacation, and he's in the not-so-sunny state of Florida right now because it's raining outside, and that seems to be nice during the day. And then in the evening, when Valerie and I want to go up to the pool and go swimming, thunder showers. What can I say? All right, that's enough of that. Got a lot to talk about tonight, and a lot's happening right now. And it's a lot of good stuff, okay? And absolutely a lot of good stuff. Let's welcome people to the show tonight. Drone Views Media, John Olson, Maddie's Drone World, Dr. Ted Bowman is here, Fly Zone Drones. Let's see. Looks like I would say Southern Illinois Aerial Crop, Dustin Gabriel's here. Let's see who else we got. Akarasho, Quadcopters and Tech. Johnny Drone Flyer. Johnny, you got some, I know you got some more rain coming. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Let's see. I know Mr. Stephen Ewing is in the house all the way from across the pond. Stephen, we appreciate your watching us tonight. John Olson is here. Let's see who else. Leonard Oglesby is here. Leonard, welcome. Thanks for stopping by and spending a few minutes with us tonight. Billy Tompkins, thanks for stopping by tonight. Drone shots, of course. All right, got a lot to talk about tonight. Like I said, what we're gonna do first of all, I'm gonna news and updates. This really isn't brand new news, but I thought I'd like to share it anyway because it was a very good article. As you know, absolutely love Sally French, Drone Girl. We've had her on several times. Fantastic. The best female advocate for drones in the world by far. She is fantastic. Her knowledge is incredible. You guys, you need to, if you're not subscribed to her on a daily basis on her webpage, do so, or get out on Twitter and you'll get the updates. She cranks out some great content. You know, like I said, the three that I check every day are Sally's page, Drone XL, Hey Kestelou, and then our good friends at DroneDJ. Okay, those are the three that I check out every day for news. But you definitely need to check that out. Anyway, okay, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this because we've actually talked about this already. So let's go ahead without any further ado. Let's do this. As you all guys all know, Brendan Schulman has left DJI, and he's now working for a company called let's see, Boston Dynamics. Okay, now Boston Dynamics is a robotics company. Okay, and doing a quick read, they're 80% owned by Hyundai, which is really interesting because if you know of anything about Hyundai, depends on how you pronounce it. They have, they're working on manned drones. So kind of stay tuned. Brendan's a great guy. We had him on the show. I'm going to put out a rebroadcast of that episode. It was about a year and a half ago we had him on. He was a fantastic advocate for drones, drone safety. He touted every time that a drone saved a life. He kept a scorecard of that around the world. He was an incredible advocate for drones. He also understood the new laws that are coming out and did that really well. We wish Brendan here from Build a Drone Reviewer nothing but the best. Brendan is a great guy. Enjoyed having him on. I was going to try to get him on again here, and then, okay, he's now in a new company. But we do wish him well, and I think he left the company in good standing. He had a lot of good things to say about DJI. So read this article if you want. I did post. Now, these articles and everything that I go over, just as an FYI for all of you, okay, they're all out on Build a Drone Reviewer's Facebook group and page all the time. Any of the articles and anything that I talk about and any of the videos I talk about, I put them out there. That's something relatively new, but I want to make sure in case for some reason I might not drop it as a link in the description in the video here, that it will be in there. So you guys can go ahead and check that out. So yeah, I wanted to start off with that. Brendan's a great guy. Well, I wish him well. He has a new Twitter ID. Let's see, what's it called? I think Sally posted it on here. At Robot Policy. He's keeping his old one, but if you want to follow him and follow his adventures, like I said, he's a great guy. Was a great advocate for the drone industry. As I'm sure he'll be a great advocate for the robotics industry as well. Okay, and he loves technology. And if you don't know, we did get a chance to get to know him. And one of the things I found out, he loves radio control planes. He does fly radio control planes, and that's a hobby and a passion of mine as well too. So he's no stranger to drones either. So Brendan, we wish you all the best. Good luck on your future endeavors, and we will be keeping posted to see how things are going for you. Okay. All right. Rainy night in Florida. It's not a rainy night in Georgia. It's a rainy night in Florida. Okay. All right. Well, guess what? GoPro Hero 10 is being released on 9/16/2021. I'm gonna say 2001. No, Bill. 2021. Okay. So let's jump to that article. I got that up here. Where is it? I did have that article. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and share this article. This article is from DroneDJ here. Latest GoPro Hero 10 leak reveals price, more details ahead of launch. This was today. This is brand new news. Of course, the pictures, or these are all actual pictures that you're seeing here. It's a 23 megapixel camera, 5.3K at 60 frames per second, 4K at 120 frames per second. It has a new GP2 processor and offers better video stabilization thanks to HyperSmooth 4.0 technology. The lens cover is now getting a hydrophobic water repellent coating to minimize reflection and improve the image quality. More realistic reproduction of textures and contrast is to be expected even in low light conditions. It's the 2.27-inch front screen is getting a higher refresh rate for a more fluid display. In the meantime, the touch controls in the new action camera are expected to be faster than ever, offering better image quality for live streams as well, and that's fantastic news. The field of view remains unchanged at 132 degrees, extendable to 155 with a max lens mod. And dimensions of the new model, the same as that of the 9. The product's weight has dropped marginally to 153 grams, even as the 1720 milliamp battery is retained. Okay. Expected retail price of the GoPro Hero 10, and it looks like 540 euros without the GoPro Cloud annual subscription, excuse me. And though the company is yet to make an official announcement, leaks suggest the product launch could happen on September 15th. Well, I did get word. I did get an email from GoPro, and the launch date is September the 16th. So stay tuned for that. One thing that kind of surprises me about this, and I don't know about you guys, I really thought that the Osmo Action 2 or the Action 2 would be out by now, or the DJI would have made an announcement about a release date or an upcoming release, but they haven't. And that kind of surprises me. I kind of thought they would do that. So stay tuned. Let's see what goes on with that. Like I said, I think this GoPro Hero is actually one that really piques my interest. Okay. So we'll see about that. It's going to be pricey. We'll see what the U.S. price is. Again, that's 540 in euros. Don't know what that translates to in dollars. So let's kind of hold our thoughts on that. Okay. Now, lots of videos have been coming up on the V Coptr Falcon. Okay. Our good friend Original Dobo has one. Check it out. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. I'm a strong supporter on Original Dobo's channel. Definitely want to check that out. Okay, I'll say that. I'm going to go ahead and put up a video. Now, I'm not going to play the video, obviously, but this was one of the first ones to surface. This came out on the 9th. I know it's like 4 or 5 days ago, but I thought we'd like to go ahead and just, take a look at this. So let's go ahead and let me share. Okay, you can see he's holding the box. And he's doing an unboxing. You get to see a close up the battery. He has a portable charger. He's charging that, the remote controller as well. Pairing it up with his phone. There it is flying. There's what appears to be some video from it, okay? Of course, everything's in Chinese. You can't really tell. And even looking at this image, you can tell it's not as sharp, okay, as, you know, let's call it like it is, a DJI drone. It's not as sharp. It's not as crisp. Okay, and there it is. He's landing it again. So, you know, what I do know, you know, I heard this through Ron from Lauren Donauer. The specs on this camera were pretty much the specs of the original Mavic Pro. So, you know, the camera's kind of behind the times here. So expect that from this. Is it going to get that flight time, that run time? Of course, that was only a 2-minute video that was up there. And again, this is posted out on Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group and page. So you guys, you know, go ahead and watch it at your leisure, you know, enjoy it, soak it up for what it's worth. Do watch Ken's video, okay? No, Ken is not paying me to tell you to watch his video, but do watch his video, okay? Ken's one of the best out there. He doesn't sugarcoat stuff, okay? He tells you like it is. That's why I love Ken. So watch his video. Please do that, okay? All right. That's all I'm going to say. I love Ken. All right. All right. Parrot ANAFI AI. What is Parrot ANAFI AI? Well, let's get a look and let's take a look at this. I actually received an email because I signed up with these guys, okay? So let's go ahead and share the screen here. And I am frozen right now, so let's hope I get unfrozen here. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and talk like you guys are watching me. I still think you are. So, the Parrot, world's first drone, powered by Verizon 4G LTE. And I'm getting the clock on this. So let's go ahead. I'm going to try to close that up there. Okay, I'm seeing that this is not responding here. So, anyway, this is definitely a drone that is for corporations and probably first responders. Taking a look at some of the pricing on this, it's incredible. It is absolutely, positively incredible. You know, I don't know how else to say it. It's just off the charts, insane what the pricing is on this. You know, from what I'm seeing on it, we're looking, you know, they were talking about different packages that you could purchase, different things on there, different training programs and so forth. One was like $30,000. So like I said, this is something that is definitely you want to take a look at, okay? This is something you definitely you know, check it out. It's something you won't be able to get, but I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting as far as the technology is concerned. I think, you know, this will bode well for, you know, what's going on in the long run with drones. Okay, guys, we're back. I am so sorry about that. Had some technical difficulties here. All right. So, yeah, that's the Parrot ANAFI AI. That's going to be coming up. Interesting to see what we get here. This is real interesting because I'm looking also at a frozen screen of me as well, too. So let's remove that one. There we go. All right. Sorry about that technical snafu there. Okay. Yeah, somebody killed the internet. Yeah. Yeah, 2 bills, right? I don't think Valerie could take that. I couldn't take it either. I have enough problems dealing with myself as it is. Okay. Yeah, my browser got hung up there. But anyway, okay. Let's take, I'm going to go ahead. I do want to go ahead and share that with you guys. I think it's interesting. We want to take a peek at it. Hopefully this won't do this again on me. Okay. Meet Parrot ANAFI AI, the world's first drone powered by Verizon 4G LTE. Okay. World's first off-the-shelf drone with Verizon 4G LTE connectivity, provided exclusively as a part of the Skyward Connected Drone Solution, available soon in 2021. Now, if you look at pricing here, okay, this is where they're talking about what they bill per month on here. Training and consulting, starting at $4,000. Program start package, $36,000. Okay. Other ones, get a quote. Other advanced drone training for $2,500. Photogrammetry training. Download for more information. Waivers and regulatory support. Yeah, this is very interesting here. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you guys a flavor as to what's going on with this. This is very interesting. And like I said, this is going to be something that's going to be very much attuned to first responders and businesses and corporations. So stay tuned and I'll definitely keep you guys updated on this. I just thought it was interesting to share because, I know a lot of people, Parrot ANAFI has a love-hate relationship. I know a lot of people have had issues with them, and a lot of people have really enjoyed them. And for the most part, I've heard more good than bad. But, like I said, Parrot could have done well, I think, in the consumer drone space here in the United States. If they come out with an ANAFI 2, I think they would have done well. But they're choosing to go the commercial route. And it's probably a wise decision because I think they're going to do well as far as making money is concerned. That's just me. Yeah, that's just me. Ugly as sin and price to match. Well, yeah, I don't know what the actual prices are, Akarasho. I don't know, but it's probably out of my league. I'll tell you that for sure. Okay. See, Ray Kelly's in the house. Ray, welcome tonight. Mac Bagwell's here. Who else is here? I thought I saw Art. Art is here. Welcome, Art. Lauren Donna are welcome. Yeah, Bill is beside Lauren. That was a good one. I like that. Okay. Bill is beside himself here. Yeah, you're right, Akarasho. They're going to make some good money. That's for sure. They made a wise business decision there. As far as that is. Stephen Ewing, yes, I agree. I agree with you, Stephen. Okay. Wow. nothing like that. Okay. I'm not going to talk about the Mini Pro. Okay. We've said a lot about the Mini Pro. We had Marcus on last week and he gave us the dirty lowdown on it. Okay. I wish I could say the good, the bad, and the ugly, but, there was really not a lot. Well, there is good, okay? And here's what I'm going to say about that. And then we'll talk about the SE. All right? It's a work in progress. God love Marcus and people like him who take the time to go out there and test drones like this. Because I'll tell you what, you gotta love doing what you do. That's what Marcus does. That people like Rick Smith, who have the Mini Pro. God love them. I may look at getting it maybe 6 months down the road if they get everything squared away with it. You know, they've just got a lot of things that need sorted out. And boy, oh boy, this sounds a lot like the original Zino, okay? Because I know, and I've watched, and I was with them every step of the way, Ron and Marcus, and their travails with the original Hubsan Zino, and how long it took to get to where it was what you can consider a decent drone, okay? It took a long time. So it's a work in progress. Anyway, let's take a little bit of a look at the Mini SE, all right? You know, I'm not going to – is Hubsan jumping the gun? Are they going, you know, putting the cart before the horse? You know, let's take a look at it. And some of this – I'm going to bring up the website here. All right. Hubsan Mini SE standard version with one battery, $349. Okay. You can go up to 4 batteries plus bag plus intelligent battery management for $509. Now, the pre-sale of the new product, Zino Mini SE, has been sold out, and normal sales will resume in about a week. Okay. Now, you know, Marcus also did mention something about PayPal was having a real issue with Hubsan. So I'm not sure if they're accepting payment right now on this or not. So we'll see. But $349, it's going to be back on sale in a week. I wanted to go in and take a quick look at some of the specs on here. Let's take a look. Of course, 4K video. 1/2.6 CMOS, 1080p, 30 frames per second video transmission, 249 grams, 45 minutes flight time, 6-kilometer range, ATVT 3.0 AI tracking, whatever that is, CMOS size. And whether these pictures are coming from the Mini SE or not, we won't really know that. Zino Mini supports smooth 4K 30 frames per second video with H.2.64 100 Mbps. Okay. Night mode. We'll take a look and see. Imaging quality. Optical flow night light. That's interesting. AI tracking mode. Intelligent batteries. Accuracy and safe. Built-in intelligent battery management unit with capacity, accuracy, statistical and on-off control algorithm. Ensure your flight is safe. Six kilometers, 1080p, 30 frames per second is video transmission. Sync Lease 2.0, that's what Hubsan calls it, 1080p, 30 frames per second. Zoom, 3x zoom digital. Now remember what Marcus said about the zoom on the Mini Pro? It looked like it was working in FPV mode, but he goes to look at the video, didn't do a darn thing. So we'll see if that works, okay? Instantly download your footage to your cell phone and share the media with one key only. Support YouTube live broadcast. That'd be interesting to see if that would work. All right, and here's the detailed specs. And again, this is out on Hubsan's website. You guys are welcome to check that out on your own. You know, what can I say? If you're looking to get a starter drone at a good price, there's an SE to get, but it's the DJI Mini SE, all right? After having flown that and compare, there's no comparison, okay? There's absolutely no comparison because out of the box, maybe with a firmware update, that thing's going to work. You're not going to have any problems with that, all right? With this, I expect another work in progress. Marcus was thinking the opposite last week. We'll see, okay? I know he said he had tried to order it, but PayPal, they wouldn't take PayPal, and that's how he wants to pay for it, and I agreed. When ordering from Hubsan, you want to pay them, you want to pay with PayPal. So hopefully that mess will get cleared up. And you saw the specs, you saw everything, you know. Hubsan really shot themselves in the foot with the Mini Pro, guys. They put it out way too soon. Had they waited, and we talked about it before, had they waited, it would have made all the difference in the world. They could have fixed everything and put out a quality product, okay? But, yeah, they jumped the gun. So what else is new, okay? I don't know what else to say on that, guys. I absolutely don't know what else to say. It's kind of ridiculous for me. It's absolutely kind of ridiculous. So, but we're going to talk about Apple's news from the day. Okay. Now I'm kind of waiting on Mr. Ron Braun so he can give us his feedback on what he thinks of the big Apple event from today. Of course, you know, they flew him out there on a supersonic jet, and he's back home in New Jersey tonight. You know, he has good connections with Tim Cook from Apple, so they flew him out there, first class treatment all the way. Flew him back tonight, so he's back in New Jersey. Maybe he's probably waiting to get back on the set. That's probably where he's at. So, but yeah, let's go ahead, and what I'm going to do is pull up. Let's pull up the article here and see. Okay, I thought we'd have something here on DroneDJ about that. Apparently, we don't. Okay, let's go ahead. See who else is in the house. B. Wayne, Annalie, JSK Enterprise. Art's here tonight. Hell 9000, welcome. Michael Wright is here. Welcome, Michael. Good to see you. Let's see who else is here. Scott Nadeau. Welcome, Scott. Barry Markowitz, welcome. Thank you for stopping by, my friend. The Hubsan Mini is like a character in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I'm not dead yet. Hakarasho, that was spot on. I like that. That's just some absolutely, positively some good feedback on that. I can't say anything more. But let me see if I can dig up an article, because I was going to have our good friend Mr. Ron Braun talk about that here. So okay. Now, you know, I'm not an iPad or an Apple fan. I'm not. Let me put this. No, I'm not an Apple fan. I'm an Android guy. I used to be an Apple guy, but I switched. Okay, and I think I'm Android for the rest of my life. You know, Valerie absolutely loves her Galaxy phones. She's in love with the Z Fold 3. I hit a grand slam home run with her. She's absolutely loving it, because I tried like the daylights to get her tablet. I got her several, never really caught on, but boy, oh boy, a phone that's a tablet. Yeah, that just did it. Just absolutely did it. So let's go ahead and that. Okay. All right. Apple announcement. Okay. Tim Cook introduces iPhone 13. Here's what Apple announced: a new iPad and iPad Mini, Apple Watch Series 7, iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 Mini, iPhone 13 and iPhone 13 Pro Max. New iPads will go on sale after the event on Tuesday and ship next week. New iPhones will go on sale Friday, September 17th and ship on Friday, September 24th. The Apple Watch Series 7 will ship later this fall. And, okay, Mr. Ron Braun is here, and his timing. Ron, your timing couldn't be any better, my friend. Okay.
Good evening, Bill, and good evening, everybody out in the chat. Bill, I didn't, came in here disturbing you. You keep running down the iPhone specs, and I'll just listen here.
Well, I know you just got in from your flight back from California.
Tim Cook said to say hello, Bill.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I know I don't have as good hors d'oeuvres as he does at his events, but I'm trying. Okay, but I have grouper tacos, so he doesn't. So.
Oh yeah, I'm coming to your event next year.
Okay, the new low cost iPad Mini. Okay,
well, we're getting to the best part here, Bill.
Yeah. Apple's lowest cost iPad, simply called iPad, is getting an update with a faster A13 processor and better 12 megapixel front facing camera for improved video calls like on Zoom. A wider lens to capture more people in a single scene, can have an LTE wireless connection. Okay. $329 with 64 gigabytes of storage. It's more storage, but the same starting price as before. It goes on sale next week. Apple also announced a new iPad Mini, which has a smaller 8.3-inch screen. It has a redesign featuring a new flatter design language like the iPhone 12. It has smaller bezels with no fingerprint sensor on the front and comes in several colors, including purple. It has a 12 megapixel rear camera and stereo speakers. Touch ID sensor has been built into the top button, which turns the screen on and off. It uses a USB-C connector instead of Apple's proprietary Lightning connector. That's very interesting. It can support a 5G wireless connection. It works with Apple Stylus, second generation pencil. Starts at $4.99 and hits stores next week. All right, Ron, I want to get the lowdown for you. First, I got to say this. I saw Billy's reaction to this already, and he said he's buying a new Mini. Okay. What's your thoughts about the iPad Mini?
Do you want me to burst the bubble right off the top, Bill?
Burst the bubble, Ron. Go for
it. Guess what the nits are, Bill?
What?
Not 1,200, not 800. 500 nits.
You're kidding.
I don't have the specs right here beside me, but I don't know if that's an upgrade at all from the Mini 5. If it is, it's like 400 to 500. So,
whoa.
For drone flyers wishing for a high nit device to fly their drones with, this guy, if you're going to be flying at high noon, a lot of sunlight, daylight, bright conditions, I don't think this is, the answer to your prayers, your dreams. I mean, we were all hoping for a high one. Now the iPhone, the 13, it got 1,200 nits in HDR and some other mode, but I think normally it's 800. So that I think that is a bump up or whatever for the regular phones, but they did not bring that, to the iPad Mini. And you talked about the Lightning connector being replaced by USB-C. I believe that was the last iPad in line that still was using the Lightning cable.
Okay.
So I think on the iPads now, Lightning's gone, but it's still here in the phones. And it looks a little bit inside baseball. I don't think the phones are ever going to get the USB-C connector. They're going to go right from Lightning to totally wireless connecting.
Yeah, you're probably right.
There will not be a transition between. They're going to go straight from digital Lightning right into all wireless charging.
I think so. Well, the thing that caught my eye about the top of the line phone, it has up to a terabyte of storage. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
Bill, I wanted to ask you, I talked to Apple people today, but no Androids. Do the top of the line Samsung phones offer the 1 terabyte yet? Or is this
yes, like not on the Z Fold 3 that offer. I have 512 on mine. That's the top you can get. Okay. But on like the S21, I think it does offer an option up to a terabyte on there.
Okay, so this is a groundbreaking, but it's not common yet. This is still something that's fairly new to this.
Yeah, and with that, I mean, it's going to let's say you fill that up. Backing up that phone, it's going to take forever to back. Even if you if you do it with the cloud,
your cloud storage better be you'll be paying a lot of money monthly for the cloud storage.
Yeah, you're going to be paying quite a bit if you get that 1 terabyte. I mean, how much is that 1 terabyte phone? I don't even know.
I believe it adds an extra $500. So I believe the max was already $1,099. So you throw in an extra $500 and you're almost up to the Galaxy Fold 3 price point at that rate. And Bill, some people only have a phone. Some people don't have a laptop or tablet. Their only internet or their only computer is a phone. And I guess for those people, it makes sense. But for people like you and I that manage phones, tablets, laptops, we don't need that much space on our
yeah,
phones.
I don't need, 512 for me is absolute. And that's what I had on my Note 10 Plus. I mean, I had to get an SD card, but I had 512 on there and it was plenty. I mean, I had what? When I backed up, I was getting the final numbers. I had like 11,000 pictures on there. I had like 1,800 videos on there. It was, I mean, it's an insane amount as it is, but and I still had plenty of space on there.
Yeah. I go with just go with 256 on the phones, and if I need more than 256, I need to get in and manage my data more than I need a bigger drive, and Apple does that on all devices. For you to get extra storage, that increases the device by like, I mean, it takes a device that's maybe affordable, makes it unaffordable. Like on my iPad Pro, I elected to go with the base 128 rather than like what 256 or 512, because that turned $1,000 device into almost a $2,000 device. It's much easier to just go out and get a $100 USB-C drive, plug it in. You can add an extra, you can put another terabyte in there for $100. Just plug in the USB-C in. And the USB-C port is so fast, you can move that data over. I mean, like in split second.
Oh yeah, and that makes perfect sense. I mean, because Samsung is starting to go the way of Apple in terms of storage, because what they're doing is these options. There's no SD card in my phone. Okay, it's in the phone, and it started a few years ago when Samsung decided they weren't offering a separate battery with your phone. Okay, it was a built-in battery, and there was a big to do about that. And the same thing with the SD cards. Well, they transitioned last year from having a headphone jack to not having a headphone jack, but everybody gets a USB-C adapter and can still use it, so it'll still work. Yeah,
we went through the same thing on the iPhone side when they took something you mentioned. They took the headphone jack away. When they took some of this stuff away. It was doomed. The phone was going to be doomed. Well, a couple generations and people forget it was ever there in the first place. But interesting, we're in this 1 terabyte, thing here, because DJI must be copying these phone companies, since they want to offer 1 terabyte of internal storage now too. It seems to me that 1 terabyte of internal storage is getting to be a thing these days, Bill.
Well, that was a great lead-in, Ron, for our topic of the night. Again, it seems like every week, we're having another Mavic 3 update, okay? And this time the information comes to us from our good friend, Hey Kesteloo.
Right, over Drone XL.
Yeah, on Drone XL. And
let's give him a nice plug, Bill.
Yes, and Hey's a good friend of the channel, and we really like him here, and we've had him on. We're going to try to have him on again.
We need to get him on again.
Yes, we do. Here are the latest Mavic 3 rumors straight from China. Last week, we saw the renderings that were shared by Drone Modelissimo from Brazil. We saw the not incredibly professional renderings of what the new dual lens camera setup on the Mavic 3 might look like. Over the weekend, received information that confirms most of what we already knew, using more of the same renderings, okay? DJI spokesman and director of public relations, Dji, also known as General Dji, has been doing a great job keeping the lid shut on any Mavic 3 rumors. Every time anything leaks, Dji responds quickly and firmly, keeping any details leaking out to a minimum. However, as we get closer to the Mavic 3 launch, Dji's job gets increasingly more difficult. Over the weekend, we received the following information from a reliable source through Chinese social media. It confirms most of what we already know of the Mavic 3, and we're including the renderings to give you an idea what to expect. Note the renderings are not entirely accurate in terms of size, dimensions, and overall design. Sketches provided by Drone Modelissimo last week are far more accurate. Let's dive in. Chinese source confirms latest Mavic 3 rumors. These renderings are based on actual photos of the Mavic 3, although the renderings are not accurate in size, dimensions, and overall design. Mavic 3 will have a dual lens setup. You can switch between the lenses on the fly, pun intended. The specs are shown on the camera. The top lens is 7x optical zoom lens. The other lens is marked f/2.8 EQV24. The top left corner of the camera shows an H to indicate it was developed in partnership with Hasselblad. Note, even though it doesn't say so explicitly, we still expect the camera to have a variable aperture ranging from at least f/2.8 to f/11. The Mavic 3 will come in two versions. The more expensive one will be equipped with a 1 terabyte solid-state drive and ProRes video recording capabilities. The lower-end drone will come without the 1 terabyte SSD on board. Battery life and/or flight time is expected to be 45 minutes. The drone will come with a new remote controller with a built-in screen. The design is expected to be similar to the remote controller from the Air 2S. The hardware will have been upgraded and will offer O3 OcuSync 3.0 for the Mavic 3. The Mavic 3 is expected to be somewhat larger than the outgoing Mavic 2 Pro and Zoom. Mavic 3 is expected to be released in November. However, keep in mind that DJI tends to change plans at the last moment, as we've seen time and time again. More than one factor would be involved in the production of the Mavic 3. Our Chinese source tells us this is unofficial news and meant for reference only, okay? We expect to have more accurate information as we approach the official release date of the Mavic 3. Good places to look for confirmation of the FCC filings and, of course, Best Buy, okay? Ron, that's a boatload of information right there.
It kind of we knew a lot of this from the story from the week before, but this kind of built on the information. And Bill, I don't know if you've seen it from, this is the first time I've actually seen written down that this 7X zoom will be optical.
Yeah,
this is so we didn't know that before. In fact, I didn't know that. So that's good information, Bill.
That is some very good information. And you know, and I'm going to say this, and you know, I've said it before, and I know you've agreed with me, and I know Marcus has agreed with me on this. You know, when you start to get more information out each week on a weekly basis, okay, that release is coming soon, okay? Probably within the next couple of months. Which,
no, I'm going to say this is just gut instinct. You know, I mean, that they said November there, just gut instinct on my part. No inside sources, no information outside of what you just read. I kind of have a feeling we will see it. You know, by we'll say November or before Thanksgiving. That's just my gut instinct. What's your drone gut telling you, Bill?
Same thing, Ron, because the volume of information that we're getting that's coming out is it's like on a weekly basis we're starting to get this information, and also and I will say this, Hay really checks his sources out. Okay, he's very good about that, and and I know DroneDJ, they do a good job on that as well. And for what it's worth, the CEDALEV has been better with things. So and also I'll say this, okay. These leaks don't happen in a vacuum, okay? I know we read about
the general keeping the
General G from DJI trying to keep a lid on things, okay? You know what? I think he opens up that lid just a little bit each week to let some of that stuff come out, okay?
It's the old Apple theory. Steve Jobs himself used to always leave links out himself right before a big product launch to get things hyped up. So the general probably took from the commander in chief, let a little info out, General. We need to start building up the let people know they've got to put a little money away.
Absolutely. And the one interesting thing I saw, it said that more than one plant will be producing this. And I think that's an important point, because if you go back to the original Mavic Pro and all the nightmare that DJI had with that, they did not anticipate the sales volume from that. And it took them 4 months to get caught up. I mean, people who ordered in October.
How much money was lost in that?
Yeah, I mean, that was, from October, and then you get your drone in January. I mean, that's.
Wait a minute, are we talking DJI or is this Hubsan?
Yeah. I mean, Hubsan's taking a page from old DJI, I guess. I don't know, but I think this is important. Them putting more than one plant online regarding this, because they're anticipating a high volume, and they're probably
any chance one of those plants could be in the U.S.
I don't know.
Wouldn't you love to get your hands on a U.S. made DJI Mavic 3?
Wow. Okay. Now, also, if I read this correctly, it sounds, and this is just me from digesting all this information. It sounds like the only difference between the two models is that 1 terabyte of onboard SSD storage.
Well, I mean, just from a technical standpoint or whatever, they probably won't be able to Apple that offer the Apple ProRes in the lower version doesn't have that 1 terabyte drive, because the ProRes, it'll need a faster,
processor,
bus, whatever. It won't be able to do that off a memory card. It'll need a fast SSD drive, like they're putting in there. That so it's going to need that drive to do that on. Just me saying that. I'm
gonna say this. I think the price difference between the two models, it's going to be at a minimum $500 more. That's just off the top of my head. Just for storage, that solid state digital storage, I would definitely say I'm gonna say at least $500, if not more.
That's a good ballpark price, Bill. Now, do we know whether or not the one with the 1 terabyte, will that still offer an SD slot also, or will you only have the one option of the built-in external?
That's a good question, and I would say yes, because they've done that before. I mean, with the Mavic 2 Pro, they've done that with the Air 2. It has both the onboard. I mean, even though those are 8 gig, it's not much, but they do have both. So the possibility for that is likely.
Yeah.
But I don't know, if that
unless they're trying to pull like an Apple or Samsung, where they're trying to slowly phase the memory card out, and this is step number 1.
It could be because our friends at Hubsan did that with the Zino Mini Pro, and this may be they may be going that way right now.
Well,
I don't know.
Taught the same thing, probably to offer that 200 bit rate that they offer. Whether it actually works, we don't know, but they needed that fast drive. Maybe they couldn't operate the 200 bits off of an external SD card.
Yeah, and one of the other things that I'm and we had talked about this was they don't call it a smart controller, but it's going to have a display screen on it.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen that, Bill. That our little, I don't have it handy here, our little Mini 2 Air 2S or Air 2 controller will have this one. It is room on it to put that little LCD screen in it and have your stats in there. And I think that's a nice little upgrade myself, Bill.
I do too. I think that's fantastic. And like I said, and we talked about this last week, I said, it's not going to come with a regular controller, regular analog controller. I said that last week, and this kind of bears that out, because Frank Wang wants to stay ahead. Okay, he doesn't want to go behind. He wants to stay ahead, and he's going to set the bar incredibly high here with the Mavic 3. And one of the ways he's going to do that is by, if you want to call it a smart, I don't necessarily want to call it a smart controller, but actually it would be really technically DJI's first drone with a controller with a built-in screen. Okay, for lack of a better term.
Right. So you think it'll be an actual FPV screen, not just?
Oh yeah.
So in other words, it's going to be similar to the Evo 2 remote control, where you get a screen. It's not the world's best screen by any means, but I have forgotten my phone before, and I could fly with that little screen. I mean, it wasn't a real pleasant experience, but it can be done. It
can be done. Yeah. Now, see, and there's going to be, that kind of opens up the door for what is this going to be? Is it going to have 1200 nits? Is it going to be something you'll be able to look outside on a bright day and not have any issues with it? Or is it going to be, one of those, low resolution, hard to see displays? Who knows? Okay. I'm thinking it, what may be a possibility here. And this is just me speculating. Okay. Because the difference between the two models, with the one with the 1 terabyte with the SSD storage, it may have more of what we would consider a smart controller with it, with something with a better screen and a better display. I don't know.
Yeah, it all depends on how affordable they want to keep the base model. And Lauren in the chat saying lots of surprises coming starting mid-October. And this is Ron, who said the screen was used for the camera. Lauren, our friend Bill leaked that out here. And folks, remember we are what are we? We're pontificating here. Just in air quotes, we're pontificating some of the stats here that we've gone above and beyond what we learned from the article by our friend. Hey, Kessler, or I think Lauren calls him hi, Kessler.
Yeah. And it's real interesting. And, this is going to pan out. It kind of really quells the talk about like a Mini 3 coming out right now. I mean, almost everybody, this is, talking
that's
about.
a big conversation. Can the Mini 3 and Mavic 3 come out in the same quarter, Bill?
It could. It really could. I mean, they could come out with that around Christmas, Ron, and people will buy that. I mean,
big box retailers want these products released before Thanksgiving. I mean, that's not saying DJI's to listen to them. Big box retailers don't like something coming out between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah. So it will be before Thanksgiving. We'll probably see this. Okay. I'm saying that if they're going to do the Mavic 3, I think it's going to happen in October. Okay. If we go back to the original Mavic Pro, it was released in October 2016. So, that's just some speculation on my part. And then come maybe that, because the first Mini came out, I think it was around Veterans Day, a couple of years ago was when that came out.
Yeah, I mean, they've both been almost like that, like they've been announced almost like around November 1st, and they shipped like a week after that or something.
Yeah. So yeah. Ron, it would not surprise me to see DJI do that. And
all that's timing is for the, as you pointed out earlier, that time is all for the holiday shopping season. Yeah.
And it would be, I mean, it would be such a smart marketing move on DJI's part to do that and to gear that up. This is, they're anticipating a high demand for the Mavic 3 by having this, being built in more than one plant. There's going to be product when they release that. Okay. It's going to be available immediately. Okay. You're probably going to be able to pick it up at your big box retailers like Best Buy, probably be able to pick it up with DJI. I'm probably going to buy mine. And I can say this right now, depending upon how they ship, probably from DJI, because I have almost $200 of DJI credit left and here's another side note. I don't know if you know this, but their program has not affiliate program has not been active at all. So I went out there to take a look, and it still shows that we're taking it down in June, and we'll let people know. Well, it's like rolling into October coming up here real soon,
and know where they're going to activate it for the Mavic 3 launch, because they'll be paying a bunch of money out.
No, absolutely. Well, what I did was I've been putting in the link for the Mini SE. It's from Amazon. It's my affiliate link from Amazon. So, it's a way of being able to get something with that. And that's what I'll do.
Amazon pays pennies compared to what the DJI program used to. So,
yeah. But I figure something's better than nothing as far as that's concerned.
Right.
So.
That's very true. So, I mean, we've got a lot of, we've had Apple do a bunch of big launches today. We've got supposedly GoPro doing a launch supposedly tomorrow for the Hero 10. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of stuff coming out. So DJI, it's like when are they going to take their turn, right, Bill?
Yeah. And here's another. I'm going to throw something else out there, Ron. Okay. Everybody has been saying that the Action 2 is going to be coming out. Okay. Is that could that be on DJI's radar before Christmas?
I mean, it shouldn't be on the radar to put out in January or February.
Yeah.
I mean, take this with a grain of salt. From a source that told me that the GoPro Hero 10 was coming out tomorrow. He told me this before it hit all the news in the last 24, 48 hours. I also asked him about the Action 2, and he said that it was like a low volume or low margin product for DJI. And he wasn't sure that there was ever going to be an Osmo 2. It just didn't create enough revenue internally, and that they'd rather throw all their eggs in the what's the other Osmo that you just hold in your hand like this?
The Osmo Mobile.
the little one, that they want to put all their eggs in that basket rather than the action. But again, take that with a grain of salt. I'm giving you all rumor, one man's opinion. But he did tell me about the Hero 10 coming out tomorrow before I read it anyplace else.
Now, what do you think of the Hero 10? Did you have a chance to take a look at the specs?
Well, they have the box. They even have the side of the box. And it's an incremental update, just like the iPhones. It's going to have higher frame rates. Like it'll have, it does 5.3, I believe. It does 5.3 at 60 frames, 4K at 120. It bumps up all the frame rates. It bumps up the megapixels from like 20 or 21 on photos to like 23. Again, the big thing they're saying it has Hyper Smooth 4.0, but again, Hyper Smooth 3.0 is so good. I don't know how much better it could get. All incremental updates. I mean, if you already have a Hero 9, is it really worth upgrading? Probably not. I mean,
probably not. Yeah,
I don't know the complete specs yet. But if you got an older model, yeah, sure.
Yeah, you're probably right.
If you don't have any action camera at all, sure.
That's like, when you look at, let's say you have an iPhone 12 and, is that going to be that much of an upgrade for you to get the 13? And you're probably going to shake your head and probably say, no,
Incremental update or whatever. I mean, I have that program where, I can upgrade every year, if the phone doesn't change price, which it doesn't cost me anything except paid in tax money.
Yeah. Yeah. So well, for me this year, because my notes were paid off, I was able to trade them in with Verizon. And what they do is, they tell you, we'll give you like $550 credit for your phones. But what they do is they spread it out over the term of your payments with Verizon. So it's like what, $17 a month or something like that. But hey, but it beats, and I'll tell you what, there's no hassle. You don't have to get it listed on eBay, none of that kind of stuff, and deal with funky people. Just get it sold and get it traded and get it done.
You don't have to worry about ever coming back or anybody complaining or
none of that. Absolutely none of that. Yeah. So any closing thoughts for tonight, Ron?
No, just that, it's an exciting week, with the Apple announcements. I mean, again, I don't want to completely say incremental because it looked like there's a lot of advancements on the video side on the iPhone. They got cinema mode now, and it just looked like they did a lot for the video. In fact, I know a lot of phones take great pictures out there. Like Apple may not be the best of photos. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. But I think as far as taking video, that's their concentration now. And I think they've really created a device that, almost rivals taking a video with your DSLR now, whatever, mostly because they have so much of the software side. They added a feature build where you could take a photo and in post, you could change the depth of field, create that blurry background and everything after you've done the shot. You don't have to compose it in the camera. You could compose it, later on in post. And I know a lot of people don't like to do a lot of post processing, but that is, quite an interesting feature. I mean, they're really giving the big camera guys like the Sonys and Nikons and Canons, kind of a run for the money without charging nearly. I mean, the bang for the buck is incredible compared to what you would pay for those high-end cameras. But anyhow, I don't want to go on. But the GoPros are exciting, coming out tomorrow. I mean, whatever, it's going to be exciting. Launch tomorrow, so it's another good weekend. We're just kind of sitting back waiting for the DJI to drop the other, drop a few new products out. Lord says they're coming, and I believe them. I believe they're coming. And, so we just kind of sit back and wait here and get our kind of dollars lined up over here and get our stuff sold. We need to get sold, right, Bill?
Yeah. Get your 3 or 4 or 5 piggy banks ready to break because it's going to take every bit of them and then some and then sell. Remember taking your pop bottles back to the store to get your refund. Okay, it's even taking
no deposit, no return, Bill.
No deposit, no return anymore. Yeah, I mean, that's just I remember that because I used to get that money every time we take them back. So That was my. I would get baseball cards with them or bubble gum. So yeah.
Hey, Bill, a closing note here. I know you don't know. Take a wild stab of what do you think the Mavic 3, the base model, starting price for the base model Mavic 3.
Base model Mavic 3. I'm going to say $1,500 to $1,600.
So it's a slight bump over the Mavic 2. The Mavic 2 Pro was $1,499 when it was launched. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You're just looking at a small bump, which that's great for what this this thing's going to offer.
And I'm going to say that the model with the 1 terabyte SSD, you're going to be $2,199 for that.
What about if I get the Smart Controller Edition?
You might be looking at $2,399 with that kind of a bundle.
So yeah,
I'm just just throwing this stuff out there.
Speculating, folks, or whatever. But I like your starting price for the the base model.
It's affordable, Ron, and
and the base model may be the right model for a lot of people. I mean, anybody that doesn't have a like wants to fool around with Apple ProRes video and on a high-end computer or whatever, that base model may be the one you want.
Exactly. Because, if you don't have that high-end computer, it's like, okay, I know what you have for a computer, all right? And it made sense when you told me you got an Autel Evo 2 6K, all right? It made sense because I knew your computer could handle that and can process that, okay? A lot of people go into it blind, and that's one of the things when the Evo 2 came out, I'm, preaching to the choir. I said, it's a great drone. Get it if you want to, but understand something, okay? You need to have a PC or or a Mac that can be able to support that, all right? You need to understand that. Just don't go out there and get the drone and like, oh, my computer shot, it won't work anymore. What's wrong? No, it's because you need to have a beefy computer to handle things.
Don't have a 10-year-old computer running Windows 7, right?
Yeah, running Windows 7 or Windows 95, like some people, or XP. I mean, there's still people that run those dinosaurs. So yeah, my closing thoughts are, it's an incredible time right now, Ron. Apple's a big announcement today. GoPro coming out, DJI coming out with their Mavic 3 and probably a Mini 3 coming out with them. Parrot made a big announcement today. I got an email from Skyward about their new enterprise drone, which is going to be incredible, and it's also incredibly pricey from what I see as well too. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of good things going on, and and like I said, when you see all this technology, it ends up it's a win-win. Okay, it's a win for DJI, and it's a win for us because we get the benefits of all this great new technology. So I'm just excited. It's getting exciting again.
Good days. And look at Stephen Ewing's comment in chat. He said he must go and debug his DOS 3.1 computer.
Stephen, all right. I like that. On a side note, Ron, I wanted to tell you, I've been trying like crazy since Valerie and I got married to get her a tablet. Okay, I got her a couple of Samsung tablets, not on any plan or anything, and she never really used them. Okay, she gets the Fold now, and opens it up, and it's a tablet, and I'm like, this is what I needed to get you all along. A phone like becomes a tablet like this. Okay, she, I can't. She loves the phone, absolutely loves it. Probably her favorite phone that she's had.
Do you think more companies are going to start making that, copy them and making that type of device?
Yeah, I do. I really do. Yeah, I know there's some other Chinese companies are starting to do that now. So stay tuned for that. And Apple, I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of years to see an Apple come out with a foldable phone like that.
We had Lon Denard on the show last night to talk about the Fold because Billy mentioned it as being a good device, and Lon got it, and he's really happy with it as far as the perfect device to fly with because it's big enough but not too big. It's bright, but it's not real thick like that. The triple tech that people love, the good tablet. That's a big hunk of thing. You put that on top of your controller and you add a whole bunch of weight, where apparently the fold is light. I mean, when it's light in comparison to putting a big tablet on.
Yeah. And Stephen Ewing sent me, he emailed me a link. I mean, it was a UK link, but for a holder that will hold that on like a Air 2S controller, mini controller kind of thing. So I'm probably definitely going to check that out. And Stephen, thank you.
Lon said, I forget, he got his holder from before it was branded, but you can buy that holder now on our good friend Rick Smith's store.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Check Rick Smith out.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. So, that's all I got for tonight. We wish our friend Marcus well, and hope you stay dry because I know it's rainy right now in Florida.
Is it raining in Disney World right now?
It's probably it's raining here in Tampa, so I'm sure an hour and a half away. I'm sure it's raining for Marcus tonight too. So, hope you stay dry.
Tampa, I saw the Buccaneers did pretty good the other on opening.
Yes, they beat the Cowboys the other day, and my Steelers beat the Bills. They were not. Nobody predicted them to be
on the road. Yeah. I was afraid to touch that game. Yeah.
And they blocked a punt and ran it in for a touchdown. I haven't seen that. I'm like, you better get me some nitro because I think I'm going to have a heart attack. Okay, because I haven't seen the Steelers do that for years.
Is Chuck Noll back? And is that the old gang out there?
He must be, and they must have brought back LC Greenwood, Dwight White, Mean Joe Green. Just the whole crew.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sorry to say that, Bill. I know you're a big Steelers fan. You'll probably never see another team like that again.
No, that was a one in a lifetime kind of team, Ron. It really was. It really was.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody.
Sorry to bore everybody with the football talk here.
Well, everyone, have a great rest of your evening. And as always, remember, it's a great day to fly. Take care, everybody.